Hello, Leo, and welcome to your December 2024 tarot card reading. Really quick before we get started, just a reminder that I do still have the 2025 year ahead overview sessions still available for booking. So if you want to sit down as a one-on-one with me, we're going to pull tarot cards. We'll talk about the astrology transits for the upcoming year and what themes you can really expect to emerge on a month-to-month basis. Again, all the information on how to book that is in the description box and the comment thread down below. So if you want to join me, you are more than welcome. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. What is it that Leo needs to know for December 2024? Starting with an oracle card here. Flow. Okay, beautiful. Probably best to not be so locked in stone right now and really allow things to just kind of happen. Now, of course, you can have control over certain things, everyday things, how you manage your time, the tasks that you get done, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, sure, you can certainly, manage yourself there. But in terms of the really big stuff and plans changing or whatever, this is certainly the best time to just kind of chill. Okay, just chill, relax, allow time to just naturally unfold. Things will happen before you know it. So if things are not happening as quickly as you would like, just know that they are right around the corner. It's just a matter of, of divine timing. So I think if we can just kind of let go and put our trust in God, that would be ideal. All right, Leo, this one kind of came out for you. It says, see the big picture. Yeah, we don't need to get worked up about this stuff because in the grand scheme of everything, probably doesn't really matter all that much. In the grand scheme of a lifetime of choices, like probably things happening within the next couple of weeks, probably not that big a deal. We can just kind of, work around the inconveniences and whatever obstacles present themselves and just, that's it. It's all very flexible, all doable. There's no stress, no strain. I don't always recommend going with the flow, okay, because that can get kind of messy sometimes. But right now, I think it's ideal for Leo to do that, especially with Mars in your sign, stationing retrograde on the 6th. We just need to acknowledge what Mars is doing in your sign, and I think we'll all be happy if we do that. So what else for Leo? What does Leo need to know here? Queen of Wands, 5 of Cups, and 4 of Cups. Okay. So the tenacity and ambition of the Queen of Wands, which is you, probably not. I feel like it doesn't really have anywhere to go because she's not going to want to be all ambitious and whatever with the 5 of Cups. The 5 of Cups is a more emotional type of thing where internally we have to deal with the loss or grief of something that is passed on or has left our life, and we have to really deal with that. And so maybe the reason why you need to be in this flow state is because you need space and time and energy to really just let this go. I don't know that this is easy, Leo. This is probably something really, really hard, something that has hit you very, and it's a fixed sign. I do tend to see my fixed signs really hold on to stuff. You truly do retain a lot, especially if you have like a moon in a fixed sign or something like that, especially. But any placement in Leo, there's a lot of like retainment there. And it does seem like you're needing to go through a purging or a purification process to really let stuff go. And I think why that's problematic is because the options that are then being presented to you as a result of this release, you're not necessarily currently interested in. But again, that's okay because in the grand scheme, right, the big picture, in the grand scheme of everything, you don't have to accept these cups right now. But I think it's going to be a little bit of an inner struggle, a little bit of an inner battle with this Queen of Wands because she's going to want to take action. She's going to want to jump on something and want to make something happen. And she's not going to want to sit around and wait for all of this. She's not going to want to, meander her way through and, feel these feelings and whatever. And she's just going to want to like light the fire and ignite and initiate something and go for it and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But again, I think I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I mean, it's great to have that energy. It's fantastic, actually. But the universe or God or your higher self is trying to get you to process something. It's trying to get you to forgive and to release and to find freedom, because whatever it is that you're trying to move, whatever you want to move into, whatever the next chapter of your life is going to be, you're not meant to drag this baggage in. Okay, you're not meant to drag these memories in, to drag this trauma in. It needs to come in with the pure, like you need to enter that with the purest you. I'm not saying that you have to forget what happened or anything like that, or that you have to be totally healed. It's just, I don't know what it is. Maybe you have to give up hope of something, or you have to, I don't know what it is, but you have to like realize that there's nothing there. I don't know if that's going to make sense for you or not, but there's nothing there. And this new Pluto in Aquarius era, which is so relevant for you because it's now opposite you. So you're really going to get this Pluto energy for the next 20 years, okay? This Pluto energy is it's really going to drag you into this new era, and you just cannot enter with this stuff, period. So I know you're going to be selective. You're going to be discriminating. You're going to be inaccessible. Not a lot of people are going to have access to you right now, and that's okay. I think they're going to try. They're definitely going to try to knock on your door, send you texts, send you DMs, send you messages, call you, email you, whatever. They're definitely going to want to do those things. I just don't see Leo participating at all. And again, maybe that's a part of the flow of just like, I'm just going to let this stuff, maybe the flow isn't even really for you. Maybe you need to let this stuff flow by. I don't know. Realize that that's all part of the flow, and there really isn't anything there with those offers. It's going to be hard for that Queen of Wands to be in like this Zen type of place, though. Okay. Because like I say, there's an alignment happening. You are aligning with an important future. And emotional attachments are one of the biggest things that often hold us back. Now, they can be big drivers too. They can certainly be motivating and inspiring. And like, let's say you had a really big trauma when you were young, and that motivated you to go and prosper in some way, shape, or form. And it's hard to like let go of that stuff because of what it made us, right? It made us who we are. But I think you've reached this pinnacle moment where you can say, I don't need to cling to that anymore. And that doesn't really have to be who I am now. And that I can be whoever I want, whatever I want. And it doesn't have to be tied. It doesn't have to be anchored in this thing that happened to me, or in this feeling that I feel. Star is very healing. The star is also very forgiving as well. And I feel as though there's some kind of a purification going on, or a filtration where a lot of this stuff is filtering out. And your path is becoming a little bit more narrow and much more selective. I look at the star as a lot of hope as well. And right, you might be having kind of a magical moment where you just are so hopeful in what is to come. You are so hopeful, you are so excited, so enthusiastic. But I'm still like, I'm not really seeing now before I say that, the Eight of Coins to me feels like everyday type of stuff, that you're in some kind of a like machine mode where you're just doing what you need to do, doing what you're supposed to do, quote unquote. You're living your life every day. You're staying very productive. You're going hard at things. You're being effective. You're being efficient. You're still like, doing what you're supposed to do. But I don't know that this is necessarily the really big action that the Queen of Wands is wanting to take. You do seem to be in a holding pattern a little bit. And when I look at this Three of Cups, I'm seeing a kind of an in the meantime quality. In the meantime, you can have fun. You can be with people you love, people that make you laugh, people that, you can go out, enjoy life and, have some drinks, have a nice meal, enjoy some music, go do things that bring joy into your life. And then maybe right now, this joyfulness, this playfulness is what needs to be prioritized, because yes, you can get bogged down in the normally I really like the Eight of Coins, but it just feels like a holding pattern that you're just kind of on autopilot, just doing. I would highly recommend, a meditation practice this month, or a journaling practice, or therapy for some of you if you want that, or just talking to someone. I don't really know exactly what you personally are going to need, but I do think there needs to be an outlet for you of some sort. It doesn't necessarily have to include someone else, but there does need to be some sort of an outlet where you can kind of let this stuff out of your body. Get it out of your mind, get it out of your heart, kind of unburden yourself, if you will. This is preparation for something big, I think. Queen of Wands knows it. She is just chomping at the bit. She is ready to go. I think she is just she's like a tiger hiding in the grass, waiting to pounce, just waiting. But she knows if she pounces too early, it'll kind of fall apart. She knows that she can't pounce too early. And she doesn't want to push, and she doesn't want to make things complicated. I mean, she does want to push, but she doesn't want to ruin her chances. I don't know where that's coming from or what that means to you, but I know you don't want to ruin your chances. So taking care of this emotional stuff first is going to be ideal. Let's see what else comes out for you, Leo. Devil, the Nine of Swords, and the Hanged Man. Yeah, okay. Still not time to pounce. That's the hardest thing, I think. I'm looking like on one hand, the devil has has an ego, right? And has pride, and it doesn't like to be told what to do, and it likes to have control, and it likes to have power, and it doesn't like to think that there are all these divine forces that influence them so heavily and influence them so much and whatnot. And this is probably the part of you that's like, I don't need to do this. I don't need to wait. I don't want to worry about this. I just want to go now. I want to do it, because this impatience is just going to kind of bubble up, right, throughout the course of the month. And I think you're going to have to tackle something inside of you. And looking at this Nine of Swords, like there's a lot of mental activity going on. A lot of projections, things that are not necessarily real. And you know what the word that comes to my mind is? Like, this is a fantasy. The Nine of Swords, what it is you think is happening or what you think is going on is a fantasy. It's not real. There's something that is a non-reality that is going on in your head. Like maybe you think you're missing out on something, or you think that you should be somewhere where you're not, or I don't really know. But again, the desire to have control, the desire to possess, the desire to keep, the desire to have, all that kind of bubbles up. And maybe this is connected. I'm seeing just a lot of the black coloring kind of tying into the black cloak here. So I'm wondering if it ties into what's going, because to me it's like, well, you kind of know that this needs to be purged, and yeah, maybe there's something emotional going on. You have to get rid of this and all that. And that's all very well and good. But then something comes up and triggers this. So while you're just kind of living your life and trying to do this and trying to just, bite the bullet until after the holidays or whatever, then all of a sudden something comes up that says, okay, this is still very much alive. And we can be aware of it, and we can try to purge it, and we can, as much as I recommend meditation and journaling, which is great, but that might not really be what you need ultimately. Maybe ultimately what you need is to just feel this really hard and then be able to let it go. Because what I'm seeing with the Hanged Man is that now all of a sudden you're seeing something from a completely different perspective. So you're kind of going into the healing mode of all of this with one type of head on your shoulders, with one mindset, one idea about it. And then this stuff surfaces and it's so visceral and it's so raw and it's so animal. And you're like, I can't control this coming up. It feels uncontrollable. This is like the beginning of Capricorn season. So around the holiday season, the holiday shift, the end of December, beginning of the new year, I think you're going to be I don't know if you'll be blindsided by it, but I think you'll be surprised as to how intense this might be. Because a devil with the 9 of swords together does feel like kind of intense, but like I say, it's not real. You're projecting, and it's coming up to be eliminated. All right. So if there's some kind of fear that you're experiencing, you have to feel that fear really, really hard in order to understand that that fear is not a threat at all, and that it doesn't mean anything at all, and that it's not creating anything at all. And it doesn't mean that something that is not real is now suddenly real, right? Because if it's not real, it's not real. And your fear is not necessarily real. It does feel like it kind of comes out of nowhere, okay? And it might also be something that you kind of have to deal with on your own. I'm not really seeing a lot of other people come out. We'll see what the clarifiers have to say, but I'm not seeing other people in this reading. So Leo, it feels like you're just kind of in this on your own. And it's kind of dangerous to be all in your head like this, all by yourself. I don't know that these 3 of Cups people are the people that you want to unburden yourself with. Hopefully you do have someone that you can really talk to, but I don't know that the 3 of Cups people are the right people, because the 3 of Cups people are more fun and outgoing, and yeah, you can go have fun with them, unless they really are your absolute best friends, and that's a different thing, right? But if they're just kind of acquaintances and whatnot, you're not going to want to bring all this 9 of swords and just lay this out on the table of like, here's all my trauma. That's just trauma dumping on someone who doesn't really deserve it, right? So you want to make sure that you're in the right forum. But many of you Leos, I think you're going to have to deal with this on your own. And my concern is that I don't know that there's anyone that can offer any reassurances. And that's my struggle, is that even if someone were to offer reassurances, that there would be doubt, that there would be some fear or pain or something. You just have to make your way through it. I don't think it's going to last that long. I'm not trying to like totally freak you out. It's just these are intense cards. But I think with the Hanged Man, it's saying you will see this Devil 9 of Swords situation in a completely different light very quickly. This is just kind of like a bubbling up of stuff, and it may just be like one moment, 1 hour, one afternoon, whatever, one little moment in time where it just boom comes up. You're like, oh my gosh, this is like out of control. I'm not liking this feeling. It does not feel right. And then the Hanged Man comes in and says, see, You didn't heal it the way you thought you did. It wasn't fixed the way you thought it was fixed. It wasn't, it was a bigger blockage than you realized. So let's get rid of it. I think the Hanged Man is here to get rid of that blockage. So in terms of the flow, okay, this is something where you're going to have to flow through. You're going to have to just feel this, let this flow through you. That's really where the flow is. It's not necessarily that you are going through the flow. It's that things are flowing through you. Even these offers, they're just coming and going. You're not entertaining them, I really don't think. And even this, you have to just let this flow through you. And the more you try to resist that, the more you try to push it down, the more you try to ignore it, or you entertain it. Either way, the more you do either one of those things, the longer it's going to last. So whatever negative emotion is associated with these two cards, feel it as hard as you can feel it. Let it be pure. Let it be honest. Because by the end of it, you will see it was just kind of coming up from the past. It's a lot of still unhealed stuff. But I think this in and of itself is going to be healing. We did get the Star. We did get the Hanged Man. I like the healing energies of both of these cards. Because when we do start to see things from different perspectives, usually that's when our mind can kind of feel better about things. And to me, this Hanged Man, this is not normally a word I use to describe the Hanged Man. Actually, I don't think any tarot reader would ever use this word to describe the Hanged Man, but it feels weirdly grounding to me. It feels like it's pulling you back down to earth, because this is not, like, you think you're being all realistic or whatever, and you are not. I'm not saying you can't trust your mind or whatever, but I don't think this is intuitive. I don't think that this is really coming from a inner voice type of place. It's coming from a survival place or a pained place, a traumatized place. It's not coming from a pure intuition. So we need to recognize the difference between the two. It's very, like I say, it's really visceral. Okay, so let's see what more information we can get about that. We're going to pull out the clarifier. So we're going to talk for another 25 to 30 minutes about all these cards. We're going to pull out about 27 cards. Okay, we're going to talk for a lot longer, like a whole second reading in the comprehensive reading. And the link to purchase that is in the description box in the comment thread down below. Okay, see what comes through for you, Leo, with the Queen of Wands. What is it you need to know here? We have Justice, Nine of Wands. Oops, hold on, sorry. And Six of Swords, Four of Swords, Strength. I love the Strength card for you right now. And Ten of Cups. We have the King of Wands, which is the Leo card. Another Star card and Page of Cups. Ten of Swords. My goodness, with these swords, Leo. Five of Wands. The Empress. Another Nine of Swords. This has to be just Mars. Like, I honestly cannot. I mean, I guess maybe this is Saturn and Neptune going direct in your 8th house, maybe? Did I pull out 3 cards here or no? Yes, okay. Okay, Two of Cups. Ten of Coins. And Two of Swords. Okay, now for the Devil. Hopefully we get positive clarifiers here. Queen of Cups. Ace of Coins. Five of Swords. Well, I like the Ace of Coins. The Moon. Like I said, it's not real. There's some kind of illusion. King of Cups. You have to be very, very aware of what's real and not real. The Lovers. Then we have Judgment. The Sun, and Two of Wands. Okay, loving the way this ends. All right. Thank you so much, Leo. If you want to join, again, the link is in the description box down below. Have an amazing December, and I'll talk to you soon.